Yeah, sorry about that, everything. You missed an hour of content, but it's okay. Because we have it on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 playthrough. I could do that. Because tomorrow tournament I'm gonna have to pay attention. Like a lot of attention. And what I can do today is I can do a tower talk and take care of every single thing. Make sure that they're at optimal. And then if I'm there at optimal, what I can actually do is focus on the tournament tomorrow. Like I said, a new playthrough tomorrow, which is perfect because it's so dumb. But tournament wise, you got Wednesday that's important and Saturday. Between Saturday and Wednesday, there's more days in between Wednesday and Saturday. There's one more day, but still. So yes, I could do that. The cleanup is harder because it's so warm in the apartment, but it's warm for everybody. It's warm for everybody, so can't complain about that, right? And yeah, so there's nothing really I started yesterday. I just have to talk about like Carly yesterday. I talked to her. It was so good. It was so good. Like judgment free. Like people calling me. Like for example, my father. My father was pissed. My father was pissed because like, oh, you said you were gonna come and you didn't come. I'm like, dude. And he said I had coffee on. I had sausage on. I'm like, dude. That's not true. Because I talked to you, I told you at 6:30, and it was 8 o'clock. We're supposed to see each other. You're gonna put the sausage in the oven for an hour and a half. You're gonna put the coffee on the coffee pot for an hour and a half. No way, no way. On the percolator for an hour and a half. No way. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. So it's not true, you know. And it's to make me feel bad. It said, oh well, let's prepare this, and then. Was I planning to see him? Absolutely. But I ended up being sleepy. And you have a choice. And also, my father, I don't know if it's most people that don't understand that, but like, don't you want me in a good mood? If I come to your place and I'm already in a bad mood, what's the point? He was pissed off. You know, it's like I was saying with Carly yesterday, a call with no. And even then, I gotta be honest. Waking up today at 7 o'clock is not a good idea. It's not a good plan because I come here and I have nothing to say and I'm clueless. Clueful. It's not good, right? But hey, calling Carly yesterday, like no judgment, able to talk. I did feel bad because I had so much baggage to tell her. I was hoping that, it was so weird. I was hoping that she had a bit more baggage. I feel less bad about having baggage myself, but I'm like, dude, she got something, I'm there. But she didn't get anything. Like, and it's crazy because we haven't talked in like almost a month. So did you realize just how little happened in a month in life? You know, wishing you had more baggage is fucked up. It's fucked up, but it was a really good call. It was a really good call. It was good to hear her clear things out. Super thankful, very thankful that I have her in my life. You know, and very understanding too, you know. Very understanding too. So yeah, so that's pretty much the intro. Very interesting, right? I don't know. There's sometimes that like yesterday I did in like 3 hours. But yesterday, and it's so odd because yesterday I slept for 5 hours and a half and I was good. But I've been starting to listen to hypnosis for sleep, right? Sleep hypnosis. But it's odd also because you're sort of in a position where it's placebo effect. So this is why I don't want to see the doctor, right? Because I know. Oh, I got a text. Oh oui, oui. Il produira malheureusement pas full. J'ai l'impression. Yeah, this is like I'm saying for the doctor. If I don't know, I'm not gonna suffer from it, which is a completely outlandish statement. It doesn't make any fucking sense, but it for me it does. Now I have nothing to cool it down. I'm gonna try to use cheese. Maybe cheese will work. Yep, there you go. Perfect. Maybe cheese will work, who knows? Then you're kind of messing up your cheese, but hey, I'll sacrifice this for you. So yeah, so this is why I'm afraid to go to the doctor, because I'm like, dude, like right now, I know I'm not the healthiest person, but I know I'm not the worst. C'est pas comme dans le jardin, c'est quoi ça, c'est sûr. Mais je suis quand même content parce que ça fait un méchant bout. My father. On n'a pas essayé. See, the behind me is so nice. Puis va pouvoir voir si un plan c'est viable. C'est le fun de voir des petites tomates de jardin. C'est sûr, j'ai pas de la place pour un jardin full, mais un plan, c'est bien. Puis au moins, avec la chaudière, j'ai pas à m'inquiéter de changer le pot ou pas. There you go. Mom takes me. I don't know what happened. I don't know what was that. I don't feel. Whew. See, so if I know placebo effect, I don't know if there's I'm possibly not the healthiest, but I don't think there's something wrong with me. I don't focus on what's wrong with me, right? Ignorance is bliss. Ignorance is bliss. Most of my life, you've been looking for knowledge until you understand that knowledge hurts you, and when something hurts you, you avoid it. So if knowledge hurts you, you avoid it, and if knowledge is the way for the future, you avoid a future. It's kind of complex, right? So yeah, and it's sort of tough because you're seeing like, okay, well, if I don't know what's wrong, I must focus on it. There's still something wrong, right? I don't know if it's possible that, like, for example, diabetes is a big fear of mine. The big fear. You know, so it is possible. It is very possible. It is very, very possible, you know? It's really tough. It is really tough to think about it, to sort of witness it, to sort of understand that, hey, it's gonna be a mess, bro, you know? But at the same time, it is what it is, and I'm happy about it because see, this is also, I think placebo effect is important, but I'm also thinking that the choice is important. I got a choice of knowing and not knowing, right? As it is. I'm gonna say something that's disgusting, but my father grew up on a farm, And when he was younger, he was naming the animal. And father kept telling him, "No, you're gonna get attached, right?" And so that's bad to say. I'm sorry to say, but and then he had a younger brother and younger sister. And he had to tell them, like, don't name them name because you get hurt, right? And then I was supposed to have a sister, right? And then they got attached to her because they knew that it was a daughter. They were ready for a daughter. They were really, really ready. And then they're like, okay, well, we lost a baby. Then they had me, and if it wasn't my case, I wouldn't know if it's a boy or girl. I wouldn't know next to nothing about the baby. Not because I'm not interested, but because you don't want to get attached, right? You don't want to get attached. Because you don't want to get attached, it's tough. It's tough. Because you're choosing blissful ignorance. And I don't think ignorance is always the answer. Do I think it's sometimes the answer? Yes, absolutely. Sometimes it's the answer, but not always. And that's very, very nice because I have the choice to do it. Right? So that's why I'm afraid of I'm not afraid of the doctor, but I'm avoiding the doctor. But then it doesn't matter. And then I thought about it a lot, and it's not fair for my mom because I'm imposing my choice on her. Like, as much as she's imposing the doctor on me, I'm imposing my choice on her. Like, she wants a doctor because she's worried. I don't want a doctor because I'm worried, right? The less I go, the more she's worried. And the more I go, the more I'm worried. So yeah, so it's complex. It's complex. What I could do is I go to the doctor. We take a test and everything. And I tell her, like, hey, I don't want to know the results. Can you just tell my mom? And even my mom is there, like, I don't care. There's a couple of compromises. But then, do I trust my mom to be able to not tell me? No. It's okay, though. It's okay. She'll let it blur out. She'll be like, hey. Also, the part of me was thinking that possibly she's looking for an excuse for why I'm so lazy. Cause she's like, I'm sure that you have a problem with your glands. It's not normal that you think that. And I don't know if it's true or not. And my parents have I don't know if my mom has it, but my dad has it. Like the thyroid gland problem, but I don't believe it because it never was a problem for him. The girlfriend got it, and then he checked. Like, oh yeah, I have it too. I'm like, no, bro. If it was a problem, you would have checked without needing the confirmation that the girlfriend had it. No? So it's tough. So, but with Carly yesterday, like, the non-judgment, the listening, the sharing, it was just so nice. It's just nice to talk to someone that cares also, Someone that cares, because you're like, dude, this is nice, and this is what every single one of your talks should be. Like, people that you truly care about. If I'm able to choose who I talk to or who I don't talk to, if I'm able to choose what kind of conversation I had versus what kind of conversation I don't have, then I should be able to have a conversation with the people that I want. Now, again, this is kind of tough because you're asking yourself a question where, like, well, life isn't about choosing your conversation. Life isn't about choosing what you want to do, because everybody would want to do something. Nobody would want to do something, So it wouldn't work, right? But the simple fact that you're not able to choose, and at the same time, like, I understand if you're your colleague, but in real life, if you have a person in your life that you want to avoid, you do avoid them. It's not even a question of, do I have to deal with that person? It's a question of, if I don't have to deal with that person and I don't want to, I'm not gonna. Then that's not life, So to me, this is fascinating, where there's a level of thing that is socially acceptable to ignore, right? For example, there's some examples that are super good. For example, one of your friend is a junkie, right? Or one of your friend stole from another friend, right? So I'm gonna tell you like a scenario that I completely made up. There's no truth to it, right? But you take a person, right? And they took money from somebody else. You got two friends. One friend stole from another friend, right? And the friend who got stolen by is like, dude, this guy stole from me. This guy's an asshole. This guy stole from me. Be careful. And then you don't ask the other person, but you're cautious. You're cautious of them. You're like, are you gonna steal from me? Are you gonna steal from me? Are you gonna steal from me? And you're always super cautious because don't steal, right? Then you realize that the guy didn't steal. The guy, the person borrowed something for so long they forgot that it was theirs. For example, with my father, we had a huge problem because he started borrowing DVDs and I started borrowing DVDs, and then there was a problem of who's whom. I think he got two movies. I think he got Abraham Vampire Hunter and Empire States, and I got a shit ton. I got I think Lord of the Ring, which to me is better, way better. But yeah, so the guy just forgot that it was his. So the guy took back what it was his. He didn't steal, but because he thought he was stealing, you don't give him a chance to explain himself, or you judge. If you had, I don't know. This is so complex because would you ask your friend to tell you like, hey, tell me if this person is bad? Would you like to discover for yourself? Then you have to put in the compilation of what are my perception of bad. For someone, this is bad. For someone else, this is not bad, right? This is a small action. Small action. Drop the phone. I scratched it. Scratched it on asphalt, on rock. On rock. I'm just gonna check something because the door did. Is it possibly left a message saying, hey, we're gonna check out the apartment? Because the apartment is a mess. Today I'm not feeling good. Today I'm not feeling good at all. I'm not sure as to why, but I'm not feeling good. I think it's because we ate cake this morning. This morning I overdid it. I ate cake, I ate leftover cookies, but I ate like shit. And right now we're paying consequences. Not a big deal per se, but so. So of course, because the apartment is dirty, like this is another example. Because the apartment is dirty, like I'm gonna have an inspection, but I shouldn't have an inspection for me to clean the apartment. Or if I want to clean the apartment, I don't like it, but I have to do it. It's part of being an adult, right? It is part of being an adult. And even then, I think that there's a lot of insecurity, there's a lot of thoughts process, but it's human life. It's flawed. It's beautiful. It's amazing. It is what it is, you know. So, for example, like right now, I'm afraid to. I think subconsciously, I'm afraid to do like a longer. I think I'm afraid. This is going far, but imagine. I think I'm afraid of doing a long intro because I'm afraid of not being able to do the subject that I want to do. So that I want to do that I want to do tomorrow. Why? Because today the weather is done. It doesn't matter what I do, the weather is done, right? So if tomorrow I come in the morning and I have nothing to say, so there was this specific day, like 2 days ago, 2 or 3 days, I think it was like Saint Jean. Yeah, it was Saint Jean, and the weather was beautiful, like really nice. It was a night we watched I think it was just Predator, which was like 2 days ago. Yeah, it was 2 days ago, and the weather was so freaking nice. And I was like, dude, do you have anything to talk about? Right? And it was nuts because you technically didn't. You know? It was just so weird. It was just so weird because I'm like, okay, well, it's better to keep something to talk about. But then it doesn't make any sense because let's say you have a good subject, right? You're going to be waiting years or months or weeks or even days to talk about it. No, of course not. You're not gonna wait for something. However, um, we did a Cyberpunk Edge Runner season 2 trailer review, and I had watched Cyberpunk season 1, so I knew what to talk about. And technically speaking, I didn't know because I was familiar with with the I was familiar with the lore. And I was like, yo, this is this is pretty good actually. I'm craving Cyberpunk. I'm not gonna lie, I'm craving Cyberpunk. Not a lot, but I'm craving Cyberpunk. I'm craving Cyberpunk like a little bit. Uh, I don't know why. Such a good game. Well, because a lot of people are talking about it. But we already have like 3 playthroughs going on. Yeah, we have 3 playthroughs. I don't think it's 12 that I don't feel like playing anymore. We have Final Fantasy 12 that I'm not feeling like playing. We have Devil May Cry 3. We have 99 Wonderland. We have Fortnite. We have Binding of Isaac. That's why I'm telling you, dude, I have to stream less and do more. Is it we did a lot for we did a lot. We did 2 hours for 99 Wonderland. Guys, I'm gonna have to go to the bathroom. I'm not feeling good. Tiny Tina. Wonderland. Time to beat. Okay, good. You're telling me like it's a 50 hours playthrough. So we did 4% today. I'm gonna go back. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go back. I'll be right back now. I, I was thinking about why do alcohol make you puke? I don't know why I was thinking about that. And when I was talking about that, is that why I feel like puking now? Alcohol celebration. I just showed you. How crazy is that sentence? My apologies. I'm sorry if I'm such a downer. Why does alcohol make you drunk? That's a good question. It sounds like a stupid question, but it's a good question. Alcohol makes you puke. Alcohol is a toxin. If one thinking is how you system attempt to quickly set the excess alcohol. Ooh, nice. Okay. That explains. What is my craziest story for puking with alcohol? I was at a party, and I didn't know how to drink. I was not a bad drinker, but what I would do is I would have a budget for alcohol, and what I would do is can't believe I got it. What I would do is I would spend it right away, and I would get drunk, really drunk, the whole the first half an hour of the party. And what I would do is I would just sober up, and when we left the bar, I was good. So yeah, that was my scene. There you go, perfect. You see this? Don't pop your pimple, guys, but still, feels good. Why does it feel good? I don't know. I didn't even know that I had pimple a couple minutes ago, so it's not a release when somebody a couple minutes ago. So I would get drunk really, really early on, just chill, just enjoy the buzz. It was time to go. It's time to go. But I think this was also psychological because you know that you go to bar for two things. Let's be honest here. Let's be honest, okay? If you're a dude and you're in your 20s or early 20s, you're going to the bar for two reasons: to get drunk and to fuck. That's pretty much it. I knew I couldn't fuck, but hey. But then I learned so many lessons in life, things that a bar. I was with this girl, right? And I was getting drunk with a girl, and it was a guy that kept on dragging me. Say, hey, this girl's interested in you, but she wasn't pretty. And I'm sorry to say that I'm not pretty myself, but she wasn't my type, right? And she was like, hey, what should we call it? The guy was dragging me. He's like, dude, she wants you. And I'm like, I'm not interested, but I didn't want to be mean because she was close by. And then he said something that really hit me. And you don't really realize just how much a person knows. You never know, the amount of knowledge a person have. You never know. And he tells me, why are you wasting the time with this girl? She won't fuck you. And I was like, I'm not looking for a fuck. I'm looking for something more. If she's not even willing to fuck me, she's not gonna date me. So I'm like, he's wrong about his approach. If I'm not interested in a girl, I'm not gonna fuck a girl. But the other way is right. Also, she's clearly not interested. So why am I wasting my time? It was a big eye opener, and it was a freaking good lesson. Another bad story. I was so drunk at the bar. I don't know why. It was serving beers of beer drinks and glass bottle, not glass bottle, but glass cup. And I was so drunk, my cup fell, and it fell on somebody's head. Yeah, I swear to God. And then I didn't know it would happen, right? And then my friend, he was like, dude, this guy wants to fight now. They were really good friends. Dude, this guy wants to fight now. But did you, oh my God, there's so many stories. That's not the subject today, but hey. There's some really cool story too. There was this, he wanted to fight. We're gonna protect you, but is that true what he said? But I don't know, man. And I was embarrassed because I made them fight for me. So then I said, I'm sorry, man. And I probably slurred. The funniest story I did, the most embarrassing story, oh, that's it. Insane. That's insane. I was drinking, I was in the bar, and I remember that there's moments where you're lucid. I remember going to the bar, and I remember going to the girl bathroom. Not even as a perv. I was just too drunk. But he told me, hey, this is a woman bathroom. I said, oh, sorry. And I just left. I had a friend, Patrick, super nice guy. And Patrick was a dude. Oh, the number of time we laughed at Patrick. Patrick would get really drunk, and so when Patrick was younger, he would get really drunk. I was past the age of getting drunk. Like from 18 to 22 to 21, I would get really drunk. I would get really fucked up. And from the age of like 21 to 25, I'd go to bar, but just drink a little bit. Patrick would get fucked up. So Patrick, he got one time he got so drunk he couldn't walk, right? And he walked into a bike. He walked into a bike, and I was messed up because he apologized to the bike. Why did it not work with me and Patrick as friends? It's my fault. There was an incident. So Patrick was a really good dude because he would look for places. Like, he would do all the whole job. I was seeing him once a week because we were working together. He was a good worker, and we were making like, because back then we were working as freaking truck unloader, and we were making a lot. So he was a good dude. He was a good worker too. It was really fun, right? And what did we do? This guy was a fucking blessing, because we would see each other every Friday. We were working in the morning. Every Friday we would see each other. He always chose the. It's gonna sound bad when I say that, but he didn't choose a place. He chose the place, but he didn't choose a place. So he would choose a place because he wanted to discover. It wasn't, oh, this is my favorite spot. Fuck what you want. It was like, hey, let's try this out. And he would always find a cool place to try. He would always choose a cool place to try. He didn't have to put work in. But then what we started to do, which was not good, is we started doing one night. So one night is what? One night you pay for the beer, you pay for everything. One night I pay for everything. And I started noticing that the night that he was choosing for himself were a bit cheaper. Like, we went to a place, which was a really nice place, but they were selling like a $12 apple cider, which was really good, don't get me wrong. It was I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if it was an apple cider or an apple beer. And it cost me in one night, it cost me like $200, which is nothing. But at that time I was like pissed, and I got angry at him, like, dude, you're drunk right now. I get that next time, and I was pissed at him, but he was drunk, so I'm like, I cannot do anything. And then I start resenting him because I'm like, dude, this kind of fucked up. You cannot go to a bar and pay $60 and make your friend pay for $180. It doesn't make sense. Communication is king. I should have told him, like, dude, this is fucked up. What was the funniest thing that he did? Well, he was really drunk, and the bar was closing because it wasn't a bar. It was a resto bar, right. It was and the restaurant was closing, but the bar was. How can I put this? So it was I don't remember the place, but it was really weird. It was like a resto bar, right? And there was a restaurant, there was a bar inside. So the restaurant, when it closed, it really closed. Like, you couldn't sit down, the closed section. So you had the bar, but the bar was small. So, for example, the restaurant and the bar could hold 200 people. The bar itself could hold possibly 40 people. So we moved. We were already drunk. So we made a joke, and this was possibly the funniest joke ever. We were two drunk people, and we were partying, and I was making a joke like, we should stand in the corner and look at the wall and just party like that. And he was laughing. So then, so when you're drunk, it makes sense. And then he went to the bathroom. So I started talking to the waitress, and I'm like, "Are you guys okay?" And then, wait a second. It's such a funny story. If you're watching this, Patrick, I love you, dude. I'm sorry for what I did. It was wrong of me to keep it in and to be aggressive, passive aggressive. I'm sorry. The guy was amazing. And Patrick, what he did was, he went to the bathroom, and then I went to see the waitress because she was close by. She's like, "Hey, you guys okay?" And I'm like, and I don't know why I said that, but I said, well, he's sad because he came out to his parents. I thought it was funny back then. I thought it was funny. He came out to his parents and didn't take it well. So he goes in, and then the wait. The waitress. That's an amazing story. That's an amazing story. I love you, Patrick, bro. What a nice story. He goes in, and she felt bad for him, so she gave him his hand as their support. takes the hand and he kisses it like that as a gentleman. So the waitress, she feels bad. She says, "Wait 1 second, because you're gonna pour us drink for free on her, right?" And then my friend was saying, "Let's get the fuck out of here," because he thought she was. Wait. He thought she was calling the bouncer. Like, let's get out of here. There's no choice. There's no choice. I'm staying here. But she was just serving us drink. Yeah, 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 yeah. He would say things that are kind of messed up, but kind of like sweet. He was like, "Dude, we missed the last metro." I'm like, "Okay, well, what do you want to do?" He said, "It's okay, we can cuddle for warmth." I'm like, "What are you talking about, bro?" He was a nice guy. He was a nice guy. And the cool thing with Patrick was we clicked right away. Because we used to work at a place called Quebec together. And the dude was a nice guy. And we had, psychologically speaking, we had a good place. But just, he was a great worker, but constantly had to tell him what to do. Constantly had to tell him. Like, for example, he would do a job that was a couple of seconds. Like, for example, you get an order for 20 pieces. Actually, I have to hook. Because we were working for a company of galvanizing metal, set small pieces. You put the small pieces and then you hook them, right? And then he would say things like, "Okay, what we're doing?" I'm like, "Dude, we just finished." Like, they gave us an order, yeah. I don't say order. Why? Because in French, order is it in English? I order you. I don't know. They give us an order like a minute ago, and they have like 5 beam. So what they would do is they would do 1 beam, 2 beam, order. By the time they finish with the 5th beam, we should have been finished with the 1st beam. And then we just had to wait. But he would go and ask the boss, like, "Hey, what do we do?" And the boss would tell him, "Just wait." I get it. He was nervous, you know. But he was a great guy. And we had a friend that was kind of an asshole. Not really an asshole, but kind of an asshole. What he would do is he would say fucked up things. And then me and Patrick, we were like, "Dude, let's try to, reason to him." So we started talking about what is a good act. He's like, "I'm kind. I'm helping my brother." I'm like, "Yeah, that's not helping. That's not kindness." And he was like, he didn't understand why. And Patrick was like, "Dude," and this is like when we knew that was gonna be a good friend, because we agreed. It was like, if it wasn't your brother, you wouldn't help him, So he had a level, and he was super interested in geopolitics. He was a smart guy. He was a super nice guy. And then this was possibly my favorite person to work with. The worst person that I ever worked with, it's not even the bully. There was a guy that was worse than that. The name of the guy was Daniel. Daniel was insane. And this is I'm so lucky. I'm just so lucky. Because see, I spent so much time at PCT, bro. There was some good years with some bad years, So what he would do is, Daniel was insane. Daniel was gay. Nothing wrong with being gay, but he would openly talk to me and Edward. Edward was the nephew of Mihai. And Edward was one of my good friends. Why? Because he was raised here. So most people that were coming from Romania, they had the Romanian mentality. Or the Romanian, like, they prefer talking Romanian. But since Edward grew here, he was speaking French a lot. More than Romanian. And he used to laugh because I called the guy Boyets, which was infectious. It wasn't that. Boyets is what? Boy. It's not, it's boys, but I didn't mean it as boy. I meant it as guys. Boys. It was super funny. And then what he would do is, Edward was super cool, but Edward was also very young. When you're young, you're like a bit more, I wouldn't say, you're a bit more accepting of, because you're like, okay, well, this is my elder, I have to respect him. And there was this guy, Daniel. Dude, the guy at the table constantly talked about getting fucked because he was horny. He's talking about people bulge. He was talking about people bulge like openly, like, "Hey, you have a nice bulge," or "Hey, I bet you this guy doesn't." So there was my bully, and it's like, "Don't worry, I know why he's a bully." It's like, "What's wrong?" So, well, you see what he has in his pants. What the fuck are you talking about? And this guy was insane. You know what this guy did? This guy, swear to God, this guy would eat, and this, honestly, this really, like, no kidding, this really bothered me to the extreme extent. He took strawberries. I know it's stupid, but he would eat strawberry and throw away the top layer. Not the top layer, but you know the stem. I think stem is the right word too. He would throw away the stem. They would throw it on the ground. He would throw it on the ground. He would throw it on the ground like. Also, we didn't have a permit to drive the lid. So the second we had like a bit of time off, we would drive the lid in the parking lots. And then they go through the door and everybody came and then it's open. Which is the lack of actually understanding the lack of being human, I guess. What's his name? The microwave there is 245. The last time we did it was 245. That's not much. The last time we did it, I was watching okay. What was I doing? I remember that. Yeah, that guy was nuts. That guy was nuts. Not funny. What? Yeah, 50%. They charge a lot and charge some. Okay, good. Good. Perfect. So yeah, so that guy was, and then what happened is, this is a cool story because he was talking about how he got what we call it. I'm thinking about this, like, there's a lot of, like, again, there's a lot of unshakable feelings. I'm glad that I worked there. I'm glad that I had a good time there. But there's a lot of things that I possibly wouldn't accept today, or I possibly wouldn't fly today. Like, the confidence that I gained from making content that I have today that I didn't have back then would have been so useful. A situation where my feeling got hurt when all I had to do was be a man and say fuck off, you know? I still wanted that. I made that. And the bigger remorse isn't that you got hurt or you didn't have a good time. The biggest remorse is that it's too late to fix things. So, Daniel, what happened was, they made a mistake on their paycheck. So 1 week, I don't know why, he missed a day. But they paid him for 5 days. Like, okay, what made a mistake? We paid you for 5 days when you worked 4. But like, oh my god, there's no way. Okay? There's no way. The next week they paid him for 4 days. I'm like, hey, you owe me money. That's not possible. This is illegal. You know? But then it was nuts because you took a fire extinguisher. You took a fire extinguisher and bashed a wall in. Yeah. I was unstable. He was complaining like, hey, this deal was illegal. And technically he's right. If they make a mistake with your pay, you got more money, it's their fault. They're responsible. I think, I'm not sure, but I think the way it works is if they owe you money, they're accountable. And if they give you too much, I think they're responsible. I'm gonna clean this with the croissant. Make myself a nice little croissant egg sandwich. Delicious. Underrated croissant. I'm talking about regrets. But the best moment was what? Some of the best moments to explain what I'm trying to say was the fact that, for example, the bully was a bully because I allowed him to be. But I was such a bitch. Because what he would do is he was always late, but like really late. He was supposed to come at 8 o'clock because the school started at 7. He was coming in at 8:30. And what he would do, he would ask me to open the door. That was such an asshole. He wanted me to open the door, and if I didn't, he would humiliate me. He would be like, hey, he wasn't even mad. And then, people knew he was late. So it was complex. There was not rules, but it was complex. So, for example, like we had an assistant manager that would give you shit, but not tell the boss. So you still get in trouble, but it wasn't that big of a trouble, you know. So, for example, the bully we talked about. He would brag about coming in late. And would say how I opened the door for him. Like, first of all, you're giving me trouble. And then, what he would do, he got me in trouble so many times. What he would do is, he would, when I didn't open the door, because I was like, fuck that guy because he's an asshole. He would call me. But the best thing that happened was he called me. The phone was in the office because I wasn't allowed the phone because I wanted to be trusted with the phone. And the boss answered. The bus was early, and the guy literally said, hey, open up, I'm here. The boss gave him shit. Either he gave me shit. But hey, there's justice. To get back to my father, I'm gonna finish that after that. I just feel bad, dude. I feel bad that he said, if you're not interested. He literally said that I haven't seen you in a week. So for him, a week is a long time, which I guess it makes sense, but I'm just like, dude, like, a week in life is nothing, you know? But hey, I mean, if he wants to see me, he wants to see me. And next year I'm not going to be in Montreal, so yeah. Yep. And that's it. You see, there's so many things. And I feel like this is going back to what we were saying before. Right? Not knowing. Then I can stand up for myself. It's the regret that I have right now for not standing up for myself is because I can stand up for myself right now. I can, not physically, but got mosquito. Let's go back in. Let's go in. Fuck mosquito. Anyway, we had a pretty good time, so it was gonna fall below, level below. See, so the sort of insecurity, if you will, or yeah, sort of insecurities, but more so that the way you feel right now is direct correlation of what you felt. How do I put this? It's complex. The direct correlation that how you feel right now could have been if you were okay. If you were the person that you are right now, the problem that you had back then wouldn't have happened. You know? And I'm gonna say something that's kind of tricky, but imagine racism, okay? Racism, sexism, right? Imagine that, right? A lot of people that suffer from racism back then, I'm not saying that's not going on right now in society, I'm saying back then, the people that suffer back then, if they were living in today's society, possibly wouldn't have suffered or wouldn't have suffered that much, right? But at the same time, it took some people to suffer to be able to say, "Hey, that's enough. That's enough." You know, you're seeing the is that a fly or a mosquito? You see the Anne Frank diary. You know, you realize how bad it was. You see the Schindler's List. You realize just how bad it was. You know, and then like it's to me it's kind of insane because not the end justified not the end justified mean, but the adversity is the mother of creation. So, people have to suffer, and ultimately speaking, this is also like a big regret. People have to suffer to be able to improve. People have to be able to improve to become the best version of themselves. So, technically speaking, you need to suffer to become a better version of yourself, which is trial and error, trial by fire. Um, what else? Yeah, that's pretty much it. So you're in a position where you're kind of not necessarily fucked, but you're in a position where you're kind of fucked because you're like, okay, well, yeah, I've been through shit, and that shit kind of sucks. But did it make me a better person? And then the person that you have in front of you today, the person that is making content, wouldn't be the person. Like, if I didn't suffer, then would I even make content? Possibly, but it wouldn't be the same. So, is there solace in the fact that I suffered? Is there solace in the fact that I was forged? I don't know. Because sometimes I look at myself or I find videos. Sorry. And I do find myself very complaining. You know? I do find myself very complaining, but am I complaining because there's a need to complain or because I've been through so much? And then and then there's no improvement. Because one of the better examples that happened tonight. Oh, we opened the window. It's gonna be nice. Well, I hope. And this window, the screen is good, so you should be able to have mosquito in. Um, what happened with tonight was a perfect example. My mom texted me. She's like, "Hey, Adonis is looking for employees." And I'm like, "Okay," but she didn't well, I don't know. I don't think she thinks about that because I think my mom has ADHD like me. I don't know who has it. My father, my mom. Sometimes I think it's my mom. Sometimes I think it's my father. Um, and I told her that's perfect. And I know I'm not gonna apply there because it's too far. When I apply, for example, if I apply on Joe Boom, on Kijiji, on anything, when I apply online, they literally tell you what? They tell you how far it is. They tell you the distance. You can have a geolocalization, and you can even put the amount of kilometers that you want. For example, I live in X. I want a maximum of X plus 100 or minus 100. Minus 100 plus 100, south, north, east, west, plus, minus, right? So you can say that and they'll allow you to be like, okay, well, you can put it as low as you want. Of course, if you put it at 10 fucking kilometers, you won't find anything. Because it's nuts because you take a very a very small person. You take a very young person. right? And you start very young, very very young, right? And you start, I don't know what age, but you start very young. You say, hey, you're gonna do you're gonna travel the whole world. And I don't think it's possible in a lifetime. It's 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 not possible, of course. Look.
Hi, how can I help you today? I'm doing well, thank you. How are you? It would take about 100,000 days, around 274 years, of continuous, non-stop cycling at a standard pace of 15 miles per hour to cover a distance equivalent to Earth's entire surface area. However, since you cannot bike on water, which covers 71% of the planet, cycling just the total land surface area would take about 29,000 days, around 80 years of non-stop riding. If you raise the pace to a fast, consistent 20 miles per hour, 32 kilometers per hour, of continuous, non-stop cycling, total land area, approximately 21,750 days, about 59.5 years. Total surface area, including oceans, approximately 75,000 days, about 205 years. No. Continuous nonstop means riding 24 hours a day without any breaks for sleep, food, or rest. If you factored in 8 hours of sleep and normal rest breaks, cycling a realistic 8 hours a day, you would need to triple those times. Total land area, at 20 miles per hour, about 178 years. You're very welcome. Let me know if you need anything else. Have a great one.
See, I know it's I know it's a robot, but it still has to be nice. Still has to be nice. Still trying to be nice. Fun fact: I heard a story. This is an insane story. Um, I heard that Terminator and the Matrix are in the same universe, and I heard the person, the person that wrote the Matrix was really invested with the Bible or interested in the Bible, and the Neo character is supposed to be Christ. Yeah, fun fact. So to go back to what I was saying, knowing that it's you won't see everything. You won't experience anything. You get this very small amount of time on planet Earth, and you get a very small amount of time with events and how you choose to live your life. Like you look back at your life. This is also insane because as you get older, time becomes to spend a little bit faster, right? And you're like, oh yeah, but I'm 33 years old. I still have so much time. Yeah, but the time that I have left is less meaningful than the time I had now. So how why does time feel sped up? Because you're so used to, for example, right? A year passed like that, right? And like, how the fuck did that happen? Well, because you lived 33 years, right? So a year equates to 3% of your life, and 3% is less. For example, if you're 20 years, every single year equates to 5% of your life. So it passed faster because in the grand scheme of things, when you look at your life, when okay, so knowing that you won't experience everything, and you look at yourself, right? And you look at yourself, and you're like, the amount of things that I experience is it enough? This is what I was thinking of with PCT. Like I had some good years, I had some bad years, and I was thinking it because I'm thankful they're bad years because they taught me a lot. I'm thankful they're bad years because I have, I've seen things, I'm not a war vet, but I've seen things. However, is the lesson comprehend? Did I improve from that lesson? Did I truly change? If that situation was to happen today again, would I act the same way, a different way? Would I allow it to hurt as much as I did? Or would I allow it to affect me that much as I did? And the answer is I don't know. The answer is I don't know until I test it, and until I test it, there's no meaning to it. There's no meaning to it. And it's tough because your value as a person is how much you're capable of doing, how much you're able to do, and this is the same thing, by the way, in case you didn't know. How much you're able to withstand, survive, and how much you contribute, right? And I just don't know if I do enough. Like, I look at my life and I'm like, cool, you did a lot. Like, for example, what we're doing right now, I don't think anybody has ever done that. I don't think anybody has ever done that. I don't think anybody has ever, like, done over 4 or 5 hours. Because you look at people that were streaming every day. You look at people that were okay. Well, streaming is kind of different because when you look at it, you see people that stream 12 hours. Like, for example, you see Advent Gold.
Hi, how can I help you today? When evaluating creators by pure work ethic and broadcast volume, total lifetime hours streamed, rather than fame or wealth, a distinct group of exceptionally prolific streamers emerges. The top lifetime grinders: Gathalion, Corey Michael, renowned as one of the most consistent grinders in streaming history, logging well over 20,000 lifetime broadcast hours across Twitch and Mixer by maintaining strict, massive daily schedules for years. Coach Carnage, Ben Cassell, famous for his legendary 2,000 plus day consecutive daily streaming streak. He has put in over 25,000 hours of airtime, treating streaming like a mandatory full-time corporate shift without taking days off. Summit 1G, Jared Lazar. While incredibly famous, he qualifies as highly prolific by averaging 300 to 400 hours every single month for over a decade. He has amassed over 30,000 lifetime hours on air. The always-on streamers. If prolific, you're very welcome. Let me know if you need anything else. For a content creator, being prolific means maintaining an exceptionally high volume of output and consistency over a long period. In concrete terms, it generally looks like this: video creators/YouTubers, publishing multiple polished videos per week, or maintaining a daily upload schedule for years. Streamers, broadcasting 40 to 80 plus hours a week, often without taking weekends or holidays off. Writers/podcasters, releasing daily articles, newsletters, or podcast episodes. Ultimately, it is about treating content generation like a relentless, full-time production line where the factory never shuts down. Anytime. Let me know if you want to dive deeper into content creation strategies. You got it. Have a great day.
Gotta go bathroom. Not feeling good, guys, but don't worry. Today, no junk food. No junk food will be consumed today. By the way, what time is it? It's 9:56. Shit. It's an hour of content. Sorry about that, you guys. I forgot to press play. I said, not feeling very good. Sorry, guys. Don't worry today. Oh, feels good. Stretching my balls. Today, don't worry today, we're not eating junk food at all. Then I said, what time is it? And I said, oh shit, I missed an hour of content. If he's live. I don't think he's live though. Mentioned not being live. Yesterday. Suwali. I would have loved to be Suwali. Knowing.
Une application pour faire une vidéo de genre 1 minute, ça serait vraiment apprécié, ou juste quelqu'un qui peut me faire une vidéo intro, puis de fin de vidéo YouTube, ça serait vraiment apprécié.
See, asking for shit again and again and again. Okay.
J'adore le vin. Ça, comme c'est hot. J'adore le vin. Ça, comme c'est hot. Le gars, je vais prendre 2 minutes pour parler d'un...
AI. There's a side of you never knew to. It takes time for what, bro? What a waste of water.
How we do? It's kickoff.
That's such a shame. Such a shame.
Seriously? What the hell? It's that hot here?
Hot it is in Australia? This hasn't been switched on. It's just been baking in the Aussie sun. Just goes to show.
And no way.
Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday. And right now...
I got you.
Thank you, babe.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you're so pretty. Oh, my God.
My butthole hurts from last night.
Be thankful you don't live in Phoenix, Arizona, because I just got off the bus, right? Take my backpack off. You see that? Oh, it gets even worse.
We left dough that we got from Oregano's for the kids to play in the car, and it fucking cooked the top. The bottom, literally, what the...
It's too hot outside.
Look at how nuts it is, bro. Look at this. This is insane. Insane.
Seriously? What the hell? It's that hot here?
Hot it is in Australia? This hasn't been switched on. It's just been baking in the Aussie sun. Just goes to show.
Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday.
This is fucked up.
And right now...
I got you.
Yeah, by the way, I got my first ad for GTA 6.
Oh my god, who is that?
I'm him. I know. HBO Soprano. Oh, you hate me? Hate you too, little boy. Better not tell Bono. I'm him. I know. HBO.
Oh my god, who is
First person to cover this.
Maybe McGee. Okay, maybe that guy. McGee. Okay.
C'est marrant, tu trouves pas? Tous ces gens qui t'aiment pas et qui regardent quand même tout ce que tu fais. Coucou.
The one is too hot.
C'est juste moi qui s'en va dans le mur, là, parce que même. Tu t'en vas dans le mur, là, tu t'en vas dans le mur. Là, j'ai pensé à ça avant de me coucher, là. OK? Là, je veux pas faire chier personne, là. Je veux pas chercher le trouble. Mais là, il y a de quoi qui me dit, là. Il y a du monde qui a vu des vidéos que le monde m'a envoyé. Là, il m'a juste à toucher. Mais Big, comment tu peux faire du live avec quelqu'un qui fait des attouchements à un enfant? C'est un pédo, c'est un pédo, c'est un
Who is
pédo.
he?
Là, il y a touché un jeune de 10 ans.
I think this is
Je te dis qu'à 9h, à soir, on se paille contre la vidange de Charonne. Tu sais, je suis chaillé, là.
always streaming.
You're gonna be the one that saves me.
Bon. Gang, c'est bien important que...
And after all, you're my wonderwall.
Everybody around. Some people smile, don't wanna see you down. Keep it quiet, don't make a sound.
Okay. Sorry, guys. Just wanted to see if I could possibly watch Toronto tonight, but I feel like there's nothing tonight. However, we do have some record of yesterday, which is going to serve purposes, because today we're streaming some Fortnite. If I ever get off this fucking live, TikTok live, I think this live is going to be for tomorrow. And again, this is what I got happen. Tomorrow I'm gonna be like, I don't feel like doing it because I just did 3 hours here. That's why, I don't know, because I did it a lot. Because I could do the intro, then I just stop and I do what I have to do in the morning. Could be cool. I don't know. But yeah, so we were checking out the content creator. It's insane. Like, knowing that I did what I do, right? How much I do, how much I work. This one could be a harder working than me. For example, Coke I know. Actually, he's a good guy. I don't remember what I know. I know him from... I don't remember exactly what... There you go. Yeah, I know him. Yeah.
I don't think I can pet him. Oh, pet.
Yeah, I remember him.
Oh, what a good boy.
And even then, you look at it, 770 videos. But then, what possibly happened was he streamed, and only yeah. So you see here, this is fantastic. He started streaming, but he started uploading on YouTube. So you look at the oldest video. The first video that he did was tips and tricks for view rising, which was 2 years ago. So in 2 years, he uploaded 770 videos, which is about a video per day. And some days he did some 2. Ooh. Good. What's human? Episode 1. Elden Ring. DLC finale. And it's very digestible content because look, he's like, how did I beat the Elden Ring? Well, it's 20 minutes.
Oh, that is so cool. Yeah, come on. Let's go. Oh, my Jesus. That was awesome. Dude, are you... What? This game is awesome. This is a game that I've been looking forward to for a long time, and I need to make sure
The guy's a good guy.
they played it about...
You can tell by a person. Take a couple seconds, but you can tell it's a good guy. Yeah, so you think that you're doing so much, but you're not doing that much, right? For example, we've been doing this for 274 days. The least I've done in one day is a single video. But it's still a video. And the least that I filmed for the tower is possibly 8 hours. So we still have, but with the tower I'm cheating. So And it also looks like I work a lot, but I'm not. Because if you think like with the tower, for example, we did yesterday. We did. I want to say we did 7 hours, which is the right amount. Anyway, 7 hours, right? And we did 7 hours, and you take 7 hours times 9, soon times 10. Ooh, today I have to change something. Yeah, yeah. I have to switch the AC from a wire from here to over there. Am I gonna be able to? I don't know. Why? Because the wire is long, but I don't know if it's long enough. The computer, forget about it. But it should be doable. It should be very doable. I'm gonna have to buy another. My father bought some power outlets, and believe it or not, there's literally USB output, which is insane. There's only one of them, and there's two normal, but still, I think it's pretty freaking cool. What else? I have to change the AC. Yeah, it's gonna be important. It's gonna be important. Anyway, what am I supposed to? So I think I'm gonna stop here, right? Because I want to focus. But long, I was talking about how if you take away this tower, am I doing that much? No. But if I'm not doing, if I'm taking away things that I'm doing because I don't feel like they're hard work, what is considered hard work? What is work at all? It's complex. It's a complex question for society. Complex question. Okay, chill, bro. Chill. Shout out to Shao San. I've been watching a lot of UFC lately. This guy is fucking phenomenal. I've been wondering why I don't know how to be when I think of me, and it's the freaking best time. You think you're the best thing, you're even nothing, and then I want it that way. Tell me. See, I did a edit. It's not good. It's not enough.
With a 4.8 rating.
What do you see? And I. Ooh, now this is nice. Now the weather's nice. See, it's not too hot. Well, we have the window open. We have the AC going on. It's not bad, but is it gonna be too hot for the? Is it gonna be too hot for the phones? I don't know. Like with garbage melting. And like one of those was Australia. I don't think Australia counts, with all due respect, because you're born in the heat. It's not new from yesterday. You're born in the heat. You know. So you're like, okay, well that sucks for sure, but at the same time, okay. So now I have to figure out something. See, they tell me that. Okay, they do 324. 323, 24. So we're just starting to get tired. This is why we're not doing the content in the morning. So if you look at a place where you're born hot, like I don't know a lot of people that live in Africa that complain about the weather being hot. You know, a lot of people, when they believe about Darwinism, Uma Musume is a great game. It just takes a long time. We'd live the best of both worlds when I pick out the show. Give me time to rest. Does it take time to heal? Hope you feel better, knowing that I'll stay clear Do I not know you the best? And am I not always real? Am I not the great upsetter? Do I not do what I want, not all that I want? I'll stay here. Do I not make it best? Make mistaken to the so the rest. That's how well, Jack. Misbehave. Much doubt have I met. Have I stayed true to you? Help you feel better. Good. I'm gonna do this like that. Because I want to upload and delete. We just made 15 gigs of storage. It's a shame. I should have not checked out what is a prolific content creator. See my friend, Perfect Circle. Perfect Circle. The less you know. I was thinking to myself, prolific, but then I don't know what prolific truly means, and I'm not even close to it. So fuck me, dude. Anyway, on that note, I'd love you guys to take it easy. Be yourself. Be happy. You're the only person that's in charge of your life. Peace. Ugh, tired. Dumpling, it's your boy Ink. Welcome from Tertial. Just doing well, having a wonderful day on this glorious night, doing glorious day 273 of Project Vendetta. Today we're gonna do the game review. We a gamer. So we a gamer. You might have noticed that I'm using this terminology for now. We a gamer is just testing out games and just having fun and just chilling. So today we're talking about not one, not two, but three games. We are talking about Sword and Staff. We're talking about Space Defender. We're talking about Idol Museum. I think I did both. I think I did it already. Did I do Idol Museum? I did. I did. Yeah. Space Defender I didn't do. We're talking about Space Defender. We're talking about Trailer Park Boys, Greasy Money. We're talking about Planet Miner. And we're talking about yeah, that's where I started already. So let's start with Trailer Park Boy Greasy Money. You guys know that I've been playing the game for what should we call it? I've been playing the game for how can I put this? For kind of a day. But I'm not gonna be playing it again. You guys know the story. I used to play a lot. I think it's a great game. I think it's funny. I think the Trailer Park Boys is a genre that I love, and I really want to play the game. But let's be honest with the flaws. Let's talk about the pros and then we'll talk about the flaws, okay? Because I think, oh, I got a text. Of no wit, nor I don't know. Trying to get through to you. If you knew how hot the phone was, insane. Ooh. Nice, let's go. Perfect. So with Trailer Park Boys, the pros of it is again, I think the game is funny. I think the characters are endearing. I think it's if you're a Trailer Park Boy fan, it's perfect because you not only got every single episodes in, you get every single character, you get every single storyline. There's made up storyline just for the game. There's people like Carrot Top, Tom Green, which are not part of kinda. Okay, they're not part of the Trailer Park Boy universe per se, but somewhat through the podcast, somewhat through SwearNet's movie. So you get those characters, which is fantastic, and it's just fun. It's just fun. It's an idle game, so you don't have to do a lot. Now let's talk about the bad part, right? So Trailer Park Boy greasy money is a game that requires a lot of time. Okay, and this review seems to be very harsh, but it's because I care about the franchise. It's something that takes a lot of time. First of all, you gotta automatize your business, but it's not normal that I'm playing for 2 hours and my business are not automatized, right? It's not normal. They also work with trunks. So you can log in during the main game every 4 hours to get a trunk, which is card and something to increase card. Oh, okay, yeah. I remember I was missing a game. I remember what it is. It's Earth Inc. It's Earth Inc. Um, so you have that. You have uh, the fact that you have to come back every 2 hours. Now, if you're trying to waste time, it's fantastic. Every 2 hours, like, hey, let's do this. But it's very micromanagement. And if you're making content, it's not great. So, for example, we've been playing a lot of Planet Idol Minor lately, and they're asking you to come every 2 hours. But it's cool because every 2 hours, what you do is you come back, you sell your stuff, you start seeing, okay, well, this is the what I need next, the next item that I need. You start creating the item, you try to producing the item, and then when you're coming back in 2 hours, your item is not only done, you're able to advance. So it's small increment, but it's still there. With Trip Our Boys is I'm gonna wait for 2 hours. I'm gonna get a trunk, which doesn't mean that I'm gonna get what I need to automate the building, the business. Doesn't necessarily means that I'm gonna get what I need, and then what I'm gonna have to wait another 2 hours. But it's not normal that I'm waiting at 2 hours and there's no progress. You understand what I mean? And also, there's like flaws with the game. So, for example, right? For example, they'll give you most of the cash. So once in a while, Conky will show up and say, "Hey, if you click on me, you get some cash." However, the cash is per your automatic business, right? So, for example, to the event what we're dealing with, um, what we're dealing with is, and this is what I don't like at all. What we're dealing with that was that they were saying things like along the lines of, "Hey, oh, that feels fucking good. That feels good. You know what I'm gonna do? A Planet Idol Minor video after that. I'm gonna talk about it a little bit, and I'm gonna do a more profound. Um, so for example, the business that Conky will give you bonuses to advertise. So, for example, one of your business gives you one T. It advertise one of your building gives you one U, and it's not A B C D E F G H I J K L M N O P S T U. U is still 1,000 more, but since it's not automatized, the bonus won't count it in. So like, okay, well, I have to stay in. I have to, and you can use auto clicker, but that's not a game, right? Also, my issue with some of the event is that there's story to it. So, for example, you get to the beginning of the story, which is a really fun story because it's a small like event. But then you have to reach a certain level to get the rest of the story. So if you didn't reach it, then you gotta have a story, and there's no point to it, if that makes sense. Um, they there's 271 chapters, and they're really asking you to take your time with every single chapter. So you can do one chapter per day, which is still 271 day. So it's a lot, you know. However, I think it's enjoyable. Now we got Space Defender. Space Defender was really cool. Space Defender is described itself as sort of a StarCraft. So you got basically the base, you got worker, they mine crystal for you. When you do the crystal, you can upgrade your worker, you can upgrade your fighters, right? The more crystal you have, the more you can upgrade. The more upgrade you have, the more you can fight. The more fighting you have, the better it is. That makes sense. That makes sense. That's cool, right? So there's a lot to like here. There's a lot to like. Like the game itself is, in my opinion, really cool. However, it's very. So, for example, with Tripper Boys, there was this RNG element to it. No, there's none. There's none. Like you can increase your. Well, I guess because you get increase, you get special increase. For example, 50% to this unit, right? Which is fun, but at the same time, it's not normal that I'm reaching tier 3. I tried like 2 times, and 2 times I don't have it. So tier 3 took me 50 minutes, and after 50 minutes, I'm already having a spike of difficulty. So in Sugar Boys, there's an ask for money to buy specific cards. So like I said, you can have random card, but you can also have specific card. Specific card ask for liquor or hash coins. Hash coin you can buy and liquor you can get, but they're very rare. For this one, you can buy better units early on, but it's not really worth it because you don't know what the game is. It's very simple but very fun. We got Earth Inc. Earth Inc. is basically a game where this is kind of cool because you're basically mining the earth for minerals, right? And the game itself is very fun because you got miners, you got automatized tap, you got tap yourself, and basically what you do is you. This is really cool. You scavenge a planet until it gets destroyed, then you move on to another planet. The game is fun, however, it's quite repetitive. So you got the same miner, which is Picky Tim. There was a penguin. There was an older lady. There was a driller, which is Bill Burr. Yeah, driller. So the game itself was kind of cool, but it's very repetitive. So it was fun for like a couple hours, and I guess at the time, Killer is actually pretty nice. And very original. I have to say, as a clicker, one of the more original that I've seen lately. We have another game which is Idle Planet Miner. So Idle Planet Miner, the reason I wanted to do it is because I was looking for another game, and Tech Tree is phenomenal for the tower. So I wanted to try again Planet Idle Miner. This is a game that I tried before. It's a game that I liked before. It's a game that I did before. However, there's a huge problem with the game, and I remember why I stopped playing it. So I'm gonna show you because I think it's actually quite nice.